Thank you, Elena. So the first point I guess I would make is that when we're talking about collaboration and how do you scale up collaboration, join the CCAC. So when this coalition started a few years ago, the number of chairs at this table could accommodate the entire coalition. That was it. Yesterday we had a high-level segment in the Roan Room. I don't know if you've been in the Roan Room. It's one of the larger rooms in this entire complex. We're up into the level of hundreds of ministers, heads of organization, participants from all over. So it is the example that you want to find of scaling up and how you scale up quickly. And I guess the message I would leave people here, if you're not already a member, please look to become a member. It's fun. It's a great organization. You will learn lots. As you heard from everybody on the panel thus far who's been a member who is working on it, we help each other. You can actually benefit enormously by being part of this coalition. When you join the coalition, you do two things. You commit to action yourself, and as I mentioned, there are lots of people who will help you with that. And you commit to helping others, so that as you're going along, both domestically and internationally, there's always a means of dealing with a lot of issues that are critically important for climate and for the health and economic and social benefits that flow from that. So that's my first message. The second is, I guess, when we're looking at collaboration, I think as you join and as you get involved in work domestically, I think you will find that collaboration that we experience within the coalition must be transformed and transferred to your own national actions or whatever sphere you're acting in. Certainly in Canada, that's our experience. We've been undertaking a lot of work domestically on this, and it has to be through collaborative action. So we have provinces and territories in Canada who hold many of the levers of control for a lot of the actions that are necessary, and we are working very cooperatively with them through a new system called Air Quality Management System that we've been working on for a number of years now that is really starting to scale up there as well. And are moving forward with a new pan-Canadian framework on climate change that we hope will include directly and distinctly measures on short-lived climate pollutants as well. So collaboration, I think you're going to find it at all levels. In terms of the investments, thank you, Elena. We were very pleased to contribute yesterday additional funding for the work of this coalition. Hope we had a number of other investments yesterday. We used to have a race to the top in the coalition for top donors, so I hope that'll continue. The coalition does need funding in order to contribute. What we try and do in the coalition, and with most of the funding, is try and direct it to those areas where we can have the most benefit. I think you heard from our colleague from Bangladesh how you can actually take that money, small amounts of money sometimes from government sources, and lever it into action in a much broader way by engaging the private sector. There is also an initiative, a cross-cutting initiative within the coalition itself, explicitly directed at finance, that has some of the biggest financial institutions in the world in it, and we are within the coalition looking for those ways that we can indeed move up to scale, not just pilot projects. If we're going to achieve the benefits that the scientists have been talking about, this can't be done on a small local level. We have to take that small local level stuff and move it up into scale. That's perfectly possible. Just a couple other points on the financing side. I think you'll find, as you start to look at the actions that the coalition is undertaking in addressing short-lived climate pollutants, that these are some of the most cost-effective measures that can be taken to reduce to deal with climate change reductions. There's a number of areas where you're dealing with some of the other reduction possibilities that can get into very expensive areas. We will eventually have to get into those things because this is not a substitute for that, but certainly these are very cost-effective measures. The other point I think to emphasize is that when you start to actually cost some of the co-benefits into this, you'll find that you're not actually spending money, you're saving money. I think that's a message that the climate community generally needs to get its head around more. I think it's true on a lot of the longer-lived actions with CO2 as well, when we properly cost the externalities of this. But certainly it's very easy with short-lived climate pollutants when you deal with the health and economic effects. And that was built right into the start from the work that UNEP did on the scientific side of this, and we continue to emphasize that within the coalition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan.